Hey, welcome to the lounge. It's your lounge. I'm here. Thank you for welcoming me into your lounge. Oh man, my background's a little messed up. I got to clean up my studio, I think. But anyway, hi, I'm Chris Curran. Welcome to the lounge. It's Sunday night special lounge. We're just going to chill and hang out. Hopefully, our good friend Brad Hargis will arrive in a little bit. And I have a bunch of topics to talk about. I'm just taking my phone off airplane mode because, I don't know, like when I stream, I like to have my phone on and not in airplane mode because sometimes when you're streaming, like if my friend can text me and say, "Hey, dude, we can't hear anything," or something. Gary, what's up? He's back. He's back from a stream earlier. Yeah, so what we were doing earlier was, let me show you, actually. Well, by the way, thank you for everyone who's in the Podcasters Lounge Facebook group, which is an awesome Facebook group. There's one rule. Don't shamelessly promote yourself or your stuff, or else you get immediately banned. So just hang out, chill out, help some other people, have fun. We post a lot of fun posts. So what was I going to show you? Oh yeah. This is my Twitch stream for Podcast Engineering School. Anyway, if you go to twitch.tv/podcast engineer, I'm streaming like a bunch of podcast engineering stuff on there from time to time, and it's more technical for sure. So it's the lounge here, we just hang out and have fun, but in the Podcast Engineering School stream, we actually go deep into stuff and really start talking about audio. So, of course, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I just had a protein shake, and so now I feel really full, but I have some water. What are you guys drinking? And I got my RE20 set up with Gary's help earlier. And I only made, by the way, Gary, I only made one little change. I actually took off the high pass filter, which was only filtering out 20 hertz and below. I took that out. I'm like, you know what? We need a little more 20 hertz in our lives. Anyway, sometimes it helps for it doesn't really matter either way, right? Okay, so the lounge Facebook group. And we're going to have, by the way, we're going to be at Podfest in, a week and a half? A week and a half. And we're going to have a meetup with the Podcast Editors Club as well. If you're doing any podcast production for yourself or for other people, you should definitely be part of the Podcast Editors Club. This kind of goes, yeah, this is like a no-brainer if you're doing this kind of thing. Real quick, I actually put out these daily goodie blog posts every day. So if you want to sign up for that, you can just go to the website, Podcast Engineering School. And if you, in the sidebar here, there's a search bar, then there's the phone number and stuff. Then you can sign up here. The link's here if you want to sign up. So anyway, that's the daily goodie. Really cool tips, little daily tips and stuff. Did you know our fellow lounge member, Josh Wade, he runs recap.fm. I'm actually going to make this a little wider. Oh yeah, that's better. So recap.fm, they do reaction. It's like reaction podcasts or they talk about TV shows. The Mandalorian recap. See, first I have to see The Mandalorian, then I can listen to this. Okay, terrific. Anyway, that's recap.fm. So, hey, Ro. Ro is here. Hey, glad you're here. 20 hertz, baby. What, should I boost 20 hertz a lot? See what it sounds like, Gary? All right, I'm going to boost 35 hertz and below, and I'm going to boost it 15 dB. You ready? All right. 35 hertz and below, 15 dB. But of course, when you boost it that high, it also boosts higher frequencies. Like it'll probably boost like 100 and below or something. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, now we're talking. Do we got the yeah? Oh yeah. Do we got the Barry voice going? All right, I turned it off. How was that ridiculous? I'm sure it was ridiculous. What's up, bro? What are you working on? Or I mean in general, like not today. Hopefully today everyone's not working on anything. And wow, do you guys just see a black screen right there? Okay. Well, here's me. Here's Chris wearing his blue hoodie. Sunday night. Honestly, barely a change. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, right. I mean, it's who knows. So, all right. Well, it's Sunday, and what do you guys been up to? I have some stuff to talk about. I'm gonna start going to that, but yeah, let me know what you're up to here. Or you can even post if you host a show, post or tell me what show you host and stuff like that. Oh, and I could play some music in the background. Oh yeah. I know you love it. Which I can never hear it. All right. Anyway, rock and roll. I mean, look, we're here in the lounge. You know, we should be sitting in like, red velvet chairs, wearing smoking jackets. I mean, I'm still waiting for one of you to mail me a smoking jacket or something, or a pipe, although I don't smoke. Okay, so here's an article that I did not read. Did any of you read this article? It's called The Art and Science of Podcast Show Descriptions. You have 4,000 characters. Are you putting them all to work? Let's see here. All right, look. This is within an app on a phone. Choiceology with Katie Milkman, Charles Schwab. And yeah, your description. Well, wait, the description they're talking about is it's the show. Yeah, just the regular show description. Show descriptions have been on my mind because we're currently developing a new podcast series with a new client. Finalizing some of the product packaging. And recently a colleague asked me, how long should our show description be? All right, well, apparently there's a 4,000 character maximum. And most podcast apps will not display your entire description, but they will truncate it, and then, you have to maybe click more or see more to see more. Front load the most important details. That makes sense. Include the hookiest, most important human readable details at the beginning of your description. That makes sense. What do you guys have on your show? What's your description? Hey, Carrie's here. Oh, Gary, dude, he's editing right now. Oh yeah, baby. Can you edit? Can you watch and edit at the same time? I know I can do that at sometimes, not with all types of editing and work, but sometimes I can actually do some editing, like cleaning up editing mostly, while I'm actually, have a live stream going or something, or I'm listening to something. Carrie's here. She's looked for smoking jackets. No one makes them anymore. Thank you, Carrie. Looking forward to seeing you at the Podcast Editors Conference and Podfest. And Steve Stewart, I just saw, I think in an email today, he sent out a notification that I think it's Sunday morning breakfast is going to be the meetup for the Podcast Editors Club. And there will be several people from the school, Podcast Engineering School, that will be there. So hopefully we can all make it. No way. Carrie, you're editing as well? Really? I know. Well, look, yesterday. So Carrie, I have a question, and Gary, I have a question for you two. So here's what happens to me. I'll have a good week and Friday will come along, but I'll still have like not a bunch, like let's say 3 or 4 shows I need to produce and edit, all that, right? And then Saturday comes around and it's like, well, I mean, I could probably wait till Monday to start working on all that stuff, technically. But like part of my mind is like, you know what? Let me just take, if me and my wife aren't doing anything major on a Saturday, I'll just take like half of Saturday and I'll just knock out a bunch of episodes, right? So that's what I do. Hello, welcome to everyone who's here. Welcome to the Podcasters Lounge. Oh man, say hello in the chat. Please let us know who you are, where you are. Gary says, you know what's interesting? It's that I find myself increasingly annoyed with the hooks. I'm starting to hate them. They all feel so contrived, like I don't need the BS. Yeah, I know what you mean, like hooks, like the takeaways. Oh, like everything has to be a takeaway. Oh, wait, hold on a second. All right, I'm going to stop the music. We need a moment of silence as we bring our good friend and wonderful podcast host and even more wonderful movie critic,
I don't know.
Brad Hargis, buddy.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd go movie critic, but ooh.
Oh, dude,
Ooh.
I'm
echoing.
You're
I'm echoing.
Okay, your video's off with your mouth. And are you echoing?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Okay, maybe it's All right, how about that?
Hello, everybody. There we go.
Yeah, that's better. So
now I'm not hearing myself.
So you know what it was? It was something in Audio Hijack. I've been messing around with my routing, so I had to. Yeah. But it's all good.
Hello, Sunday
welcome.
Fun Day.
Oh man, happy you're here. We're just hanging out.
I love it. I love just hanging out.
We're drinking water. Okay.
Hey, me too.
And I will tell you one thing. And this is something I learned from since moving to Colorado, which is almost 5 years now, believe it or not. In Colorado, well, in Denver and Colorado Springs at least, the humidity is really low. So
yes.
like you actually have to drink more water. And if you like literally, if you happen to go like 4 or 6 hours without drinking any water, like that can actually mess you up for like the next 24 hours because yeah.
Correct. I moved away from Colorado about 12 years ago, so that's where I grew up. And now I'm in Ohio where it's very humid in the summers and I hate it.
Oh, it's humid like oh man. Yeah, that can be bad. Those are the worst days when we my family has a roofing business and I grew up doing roofing, starting in summer of 8th grade and stuff. And the worst is when it was like really hot and humid because
oh yeah,
just the worst working on a roof. So, okay. So let me get just a couple of these comments here. Yeah. Ro, you're bummed to miss the conference. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Well, you know what? Over time, we plan, we rock and roll.
I'll get there sometime.
Who's the Facebook user who said mix minus? Welcome, Facebook user. By the way, you can give Facebook permission to show us your actual name, which is awesome. Low humidity is sneaky dangerous. Yeah. When we pick people up from the airport, we literally bring like bottles of water and we're like, literally the first 24 hours at least, you got to just keep drinking water.
Well, I didn't know what a heat index was until I moved here because Colorado, it says it's 100 degrees. It's 100 degrees. Like it's just a dry heat. And when I moved here, I'm like, what is the heat in? What does that mean? I know what a wind chill is, but what is a...
Right. So, Brad, there's a new, my wife and I this morning, Almost went to see that new movie. Oh, the one with Harrison Ford.
With the CG dog.
What's it called again?
Call of the Wild.
The Call of the Wild. Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously named after. It's the famous book made into a movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, did you see it?
I did not see it. It's one of those that I think my kids want to see it, but I'm not on it.
Okay. Kay, the host of podcasts for Newbie to Canada. All right. Welcome, Kay. Good to have you here in the lounge.
The lounge.
We need, if we ever meet, Brad, if you and I ever happen to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger in person,
okay,
we need to make sure we have our recorder, and we need to ask him to say, "Welcome to the lounge." So he'll be like,
okay,
"Welcome
I'll
to
remember
the
that.
lounge."
Because I know he's been up in Columbus a few times up this way, so I'll have to see if he's there just to get him, even secretly, to be like,
yeah, dude, just trick him, and then use the audio later. I mean,
nobody will know.
I mean, you know.
I'm glad I wore my my blue sweatshirt too.
Oh, it's you know.
It's a blue day.
Uh-oh. Carrie says audition is crashing again. Really?
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. Carrie, that's not good. I'm getting a phone call.
So you took it off of airplane mode, and now you get phone calls.
Yeah, and actually it was. Hold on a second. Now I'm confused. So Brad, quickly tell everybody who you are and about your show.
Well, I now run two shows. My main show is the Cinema Guys. I am one of three hosts of the Cinema Guys. We're just three friends that sit around my dining room table here where I am and just talk movies. And then my second show is called I'll Get a Burger. It's with my wife, and we are podcasting our journey to a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, and well, we talked about 2-3 weeks ago on the stream that you lost a bunch of weight and all that.
Yes, for the 25 pounds in the first month. And next week we will weigh in again next week and see where we're at.
All right, I got a voicemail. So Carrie says she downloaded Hindi yesterday. So wait, though, Carrie, wait a second. Hold on. I thought Adobe Audition was the best DAW ever that was delivered straight from God's fingertips and ears. Oh my God! How can you imagine using anything else? Of course, I'm kidding.
I have not used either.
Oh, what DAWs have you used in your life, Brad A. Hargis? Well, by the way, what's the A for?
Alan.
Alan?
Yep.
Okay.
It's one of those, like, whenever I do any podcasting stuff now, kind of like, Ralph M. Rivera. I just gotta have a middle initial in there.
I see.
People see the middle initial and they're like, he must be a professional.
Yeah, he must be an author.
As far as DAWs, Audacity is all I use now. I've used like way years and years and years ago. What was Sony's that they had?
Oh, Vegas?
No, not Vegas. They had a different one. Or no, oh man, I can't remember it now, but it was a long time ago at a previous job.
SoundForge, Acid Pro.
SoundForge.
Oh, SoundForge.
SoundForge. I used that quite a bit at a previous job, but now it's all Audacity all the time.
All Audacity. Okay, Carrie, yeah, she had Creative Cloud and got a year free writing crash reports in haiku. What does that mean?
That is awesome.
That is cool. SoundForge? Yeah, SoundForge Pro. It's still around. In fact, when I was working on PC SoundForge was my stereo editor, my detailed editor. I loved it.
Okay.
You could adjust the speed, you can zoom it. You know, it's a really good stereo editor. But then when I moved to Mac, I downloaded it for Mac, and it's horrible.
Okay.
It's like
I haven't.
Yeah, it's like one of these PC programs that they're like, oh, we should make it available on Mac, and so they tried to do it, but it was horrible.
Because they don't know how to program to the Mac.
Yeah, like you couldn't adjust the speed anymore. It had like it was just weird. It was terrible.
It's
So
like the IT people at my company. I have a Mac at work, so whenever I have to call them, they're trying to tell me what to do, and I'm like, I'm on a Mac. They're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, they just all of a sudden just can't. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
You're gonna have to call somebody else.
So Carrie. All right. So Carrie's getting work done before we all go to Podfest. That's true, right? You kind of got to plan that out. Like, if you're going to be away actually, it's not that long, right? It's maybe 5 days at most. And then, but you got to, with your clients and everything, plan everything. Carrie, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be in good shape once you head to Podfest so you can actually chill and have fun? Or are you going to be worrying and stuff? She literally wrote what I was doing when audition crashed in a haiku. Oh,
so what are the dates of Podfest?
Podfest is
You said it's what, next week or this coming week? Is it this coming week or the week?
Podfest expo.com. It's starts on Friday, March 6th.
Okay.
Oh boy. See this pop up? I hate it because now, like, there's a timer. You can't close it for a certain amount of seconds, and then all of a sudden this X shows up over here. You see that? Horrible.
Yeah, whenever they hide the close box on things.
Horrible.
I hate when pop-ups do that.
F you. That's what I say. And I know John Dennis probably did this website. Sorry, John, but dude. All right. I love John Dennis. I love Chris Krimitsos.
6 to the 8th.
Yeah, 6 to the 8th. So if you click on schedule, this is insane because you got Thursday. They're doing a bunch of. So Podfest is doing kind of a cool thing where, they're like Saturday and Sunday are the main days of the conference, but Friday's like a pre-day, and even Thursday's like a pre-day. And on those pre-days, they're having like all these independent conferences, like Podcast Editors Conference. There's a VidCon conference. Like, they're like little mini, really niche conferences. It's such a good idea, right? Because it's kind of like marketing genius, because you get different people in different expertise areas to host their own little conference, but then everyone who attends those, they still get a ticket to Podfest, right? One big party.
It's a conference within a conference.
It's really cool. All right, we'll find out. Carrie says she'll find out if she's going to be ready. But anyway, Brad, too bad you're not going, man.
I am not going. No, unfortunately not. One of these years.
Podfest in August in Dallas?
August is tough. That's
Okay.
when the wife and kids go back to school after the summer.
Okay. All right. One of these.
I will make it to one eventually.
Eventually.
I'm trying to get the company I work for to start a podcast. So maybe if I can get them to start one, they can send me.
Perfect.
I just gotta work on that.
Okay. If you need help, let me know. Like seriously.
Okay.
Like, if you need, one of the things I'm really good at is talking to big companies about their podcasts, because I've worked with a bunch of big companies. So if you ever, because I know, like, sometimes when you're the employee that's bringing up the idea, like, no one's going to take you seriously.
Yeah.
So if you need to bring in a little muscle and say, hey, look, I know this guy who
bring in the
produces-
big guns.
Yeah, like, I'm happy to get on a call, and they'll whatever. Again, if I can help, I'm happy to help.
I mean, like, make sure you
I'll be like,
you call him Mr. Kern, and
and I'll be like, oh, we need Brad. Definitely, Brad must attend both Podfest and Podcast Movement every single year. Absolutely.
all expenses paid.
Expenses. Oh, all expenses paid. Jacuzzi in the room type stuff. Yes. All right. See this?
Monty Hall problem.
The Monty Hall problem. Oh, wait. What the?
Whoa.
Oh, my God. Sorry. I'm like, sorry, I'm bouncing everyone around. I swear I'm only drinking water. And now, hey, how do you like my microphone off to the side now?
You need a Blue Yeti down below is what you need.
Oh God, there's the streamer. She's actually the sister of another woman who streams about chess. And literally today, like 2 hours ago, I'm on Twitch just seeing who's live, and she's live and literally got a Blue Yeti pointed right at her, like again, just
like she's talking into the top of it.
Yeah, she's talking into the top, like it's just absolutely wrong, and I'm just like, oh God, oh,
working out. It works out,
but it's impossible to help. Like, I literally wish I could send them a little direct message and say the eldest bro is here. That's the message I want to send these streamers, that the eldest bro is here. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Twitch, that's where he's at. So,
dude, I actually see that I switched sentences mid-sentence. Dude, that's an art, okay? Anyway, the eldest bro is here. Hype in the chat. Dude. I mean, can everyone just say hi to the eldest bro in chat, please? Can everyone just do that? So, anyway, it would be great if there was like a little DM channel where I could just send the host a message and say, look, I'm an audio engineer and I produce podcasts. And by the way, you're pointing, the mic is pointed in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to help you.
It's fine if you're using a Blue Yeti, but just turn it up.
Yeah.
Tip it up
like I just wish I could say that. And I wish they could read it and go, oh, really? Oh, how am I supposed to have it pointed? And then I'll tell them and then they'll go, okay, cool. Thanks. And and then forevermore, they're going to do it right.
No, they won't.
Wow. Okay.
They'd read that message about, who's this guy?
Right?
Who does he think he is?
Carrie says there was an article on Engadget about podcasting that recommended the Blue Yeti and the Snowball. Even better. Snowball.
Maybe Blue is one of their sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, the Yeti's okay, but the Snowball is great. It's even lower to the desk. It's going to be further away.
Sit right here.
I mean, put it on a necklace or something, dude.
That's how we started.
With snowballs?
With the Snowball, yeah.
Wait, with one or
with
several?
just one? Just one. It was just in the middle of the table, and we sat around it.
Yeah, but the Snowball's cardioid pattern, dude. So,
well, I hit the switch, so it was both sides, and then.
Oh, it does have a bidirectional pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the one I had did. And it
Snowball
was
sounds muffled no matter what people do to it.
I think we were on Snowball for only like 5 episodes, and then we got some cheap mics like this. And
okay.
The rest is
Snowballs. The Snowballs I heard were like, because one of the Forbes hosts had a Snowball, and he
I think did it
like
have
the Snowball it's a condenser as well, right? So
yeah,
it has that condenser clarity. So to me, it didn't sound muffled. It just picked up a lot of the room, and of course, it was far away from the guy's mouth.
It wasn't directional. We all sat in a line on one side of the Snowball. That's what we did.
I see. You were in the middle?
Yes.
Okay. Because you got to separate those other two.
Yeah, exactly. That way my voice overpowered the rest of them.
And if they start swinging at each other, you can just slap each side. Oh, yeah.
But we've come a long way since.
Nice. All right. Well, we're in the lounge. Like, what? I want to know, what does the lounge mean to you? Okay. By the way, 555 members.
I saw that today.
What?
That's awesome. How many? Let me ask the math. How many members have you had to ban?
If I had to guess, my guess would be 10 to 15, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit more.
Okay.
But yeah, not that many.
Not a ton. Okay.
Like one was Gordon reported one today. It was this guy. It was literally a blatant promotion, like for him and his service. Like he's a podcast editor, and he wanted clients, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah.
your show should sound good, and if I can help you, and this is the link," and like pure sales pitch. So that's
sorry,
it.
you got to go.
I mean, I don't know what to say. You know me. I don't like banning people. I really wish I could, again, just like wish I could DM a host who's using a mic wrong. I wish I could just DM these people and say, look, dude, you can't promote yourself. And I wish they would say, okay, and okay, I won't in the future. And then I don't have to ban you. But that's just not reality.
Do you have a Barry sound drop for when you ban somebody?
I'd probably ask him, Barry, can you believe what this guy posted? No way. The high pitch, no way. That's a good one. All right. Well, so Bandrew had a new episode that came out. When was your last episode? When did your last episode come out?
Last week. Our episode on Parasite came out.
So, dude, give me the skinny on Parasite. It won Best Picture.
It did win Best Picture, yes. And I am I'm fine with it winning Best Picture. It was out of the movies that were nominated. It was in the top 3 between 1917, Parasite, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Those were my top 3 of all of those. And if any of those 3 won it, I was happy.
Okay. See, I haven't seen any of those 3. I really want to.
They were all very good. Yeah, our episode on Parasite, it was one of those that emotions started to get a little testy. I was waiting for someone to snap. Nobody did, but
wait. So is the Cinemaiden still overseas?
Yes, she is still in Korea, and Justin was kind of on the other side of it. It shouldn't have won Best Picture and stuff, and he liked the movie, but he was kind of going at it like that, and she was getting a little agitated.
That's one thing I like about the Cinemaiden. She's not really going to take any crap.
Oh, no, she doesn't. She doesn't at all.
It's real nice.
You should hear the stuff that I can't put on the show.
Oh, start a Patreon.
We've talked about that. We're like, we should just do all that stuff on our Patreon page.
Oh my God. Hold.
The man with the M is here.
Fabulous. Oh God. This makes me happy, Ralph M. Rivera. You just popped in to say, I know you've been working like a maniac for weeks, dude. I haven't heard from Ralph. Although, I got to tell you this funny thing, and I am going to say it on the air, because why the hell not? So Dan Hughley is starting a new show, and he wanted me to participate in his show. And when I was a guest on his new show, it's sort of like, almost like fiction. Like we were sort of playing roles. It wasn't, anyway, it's hard to explain, but in the episode, I mean, here's the thing. If you're ever a guest on another show, what is one thing you always do? You just name drop Ralph M. Rivera, period. I don't care who, NBC News, CNN, I don't care where you get on the air, you got to get Ralph M. Rivera into the conversation.
I need to work on that, because all the shows I've done on, I haven't.
I mean, that's
doing
obscene,
it wrong,
Brad. Okay.
Maybe that's why they haven't called me back.
Okay, so so I dropped Ralph's name in the episode, and then afterwards, Dan was like, "Oh, do you think Ralph would come on the show too?" And I'm like, "I don't know, maybe." And so he's like, "Oh, can I email him?" And Ralph knows Dan, and they know each other, so it's.
I like that he's asking you permission to email.
So I gave Ralph's email to Dan. Dan emails Ralph with this little weird introduction, asking him to be on the show. Ralph forwards it to me and says, "Did you have anything to do with this?" And I wrote back, I was like, maybe. And I was wondering if Ralph was. I know he wouldn't be mad because he knows Dan Hughley. So, but anyway, it was weird. I was like, what does he mean?
You were the matchmaker. Look at that.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like if you ever make a music video, there's got to be like a quick cameo of Ralph in the video. Like you have to include it. I mean, this is just publishing content 101.
It's true.
Ralph says he only goes on shows that I sanction. Oh, no, geez. Oh, God.
You have to vet the show first before Ralph can go on.
Ralph. Every time Ralph comes on my show, right at the very beginning, like, well, you know how on my show at the end we yell "sound great."
Yeah.
As soon as I start the show with Ralph, he starts yelling "sound great" right in the beginning, and then he's like, sorry." Tell everyone your nickname for my wife, Crystal Love, CL. Carolyn, CL, Crystal Love. No?
I don't know.
Brad, I don't know. I don't know, sir.
You're asking like a question, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, geez. So we're just chilling in the lounge on a Sunday evening. All right, what was the best part of your weekend? Everyone, type in the chat. What was the highlight? If you had to pick one, if I put a gun to your head, not my head, your head.
My wife and I went to see Les Mis yesterday. Les Miserables. It was a very, very good production of it.
And what city was that in? Cincinnati. Yeah.
It was here. I think it was the last weekend. It was here, and we got tickets. Friends of ours gave us tickets, so we were in the third row, is where their tickets were. So we were right there. They were.
Really?
It was awesome.
Being that close is really awesome, right?
Oh yeah, because you can see, like, it's just amazing to see everything. So when you're further back, because the magic of theater, it's set for, people are sitting back. You don't see some of the stuff that happens.
The nuance.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the Monty Hall problem. Ralph, do you know about the Monty Hall problem? Does anyone know about the Monty Hall problem?
I don't know what the Monty Hall problem is.
Okay, hold on. Elda says, I got some new light for my desk. They are RGB and look less tacky than the Christmas lights I had up before. Oh, that's cool. So, Eldest, you're making videos? Can you link to your channel or whatever in the I'd love to see your channel and stuff. If you could put a link, maybe we could look at it. Because I'm actually not familiar with what you're doing, but I know you're friends with Bandrew and participate in his group.
Chris, you need to get some lights for the lounge behind you. Some like lava lamps or some like pink lighting or something like that, like mood lights.
I have a Himalayan salt lamp over there.
I mean, that's a start.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Here's what's happening with me. Like in late 2011, when I discovered podcasting, it took me about 6 months to fully jump in, where literally I rented an office space for 3 years to have my podcast studio in.
Okay.
That happened in early 2012. Now what's happening to me over the last year or so is that I'm getting into live streaming, but I don't have the green screen and the lights, and I don't have the overlays, and there's all kinds of cool stuff you could do. I'm doing none of it. I mean,
is that the green room behind you, the folding chair facing the wall?
Well, there's a key that's sitting in front of a keyboard. Actually, you can't see. Here, I'll show you.
He unveils the keyboard. You need to just like yank the drape off and just the keyboard.
Now the dust will go everywhere. Yeah, it's a keyboard, which I don't play keyboard really.
Okay,
but
yeah, you're a drummer, right?
I'm a drummer. I can play a little guitar, just some chords, and well, maybe a little more than that. But and I can mess around with the bass too. But yeah, I'm mainly a drummer, and so I got the keyboard because I bought these drum samples, and so you need a controller to trigger to keep the samples. So I got a keyboard, but on a keyboard I can make like simple chords, and I actually have made some recordings of me just sort of jamming out. It ends up being like this sort of horrible, quasi psychedelic, awful sounding weirdness because I'm just all over the place with a weird sound, and it's like it's not like a song, but it's just like a freestyle when I don't know really what I'm doing. So it's nothing great, but I don't know.
Ralph, I believe he is drinking vodka. He's saying it's water, but we all know what's in that bottle.
Dude, that you can even read the ounces.
Just wait till he gets to the bottom of that bottle by the end of this stream.
600 milliliters. Remember that show Talk Soup? And that the one guy, not Greg Kinnear, who was the initial host, but the second guy, I forget his name. Funny dude. He did this one episode where he was drinking out of a cup, and he would take a drink. It was a regular cup though, and he'd be like it was a shot, like he would, but he would do like a telethon or something. It's gonna be a fun stream at the end. Hey now, yeah man.
Take a shot every time there's a Ralph M. Rivera reference.
Jamaica man. Oh, dude, that would be hard even if you were drinking water. I mean, John Henson, dude, that was a long time ago, but that was some funny stuff, man. I don't know, when John Henson on Talk Soup was at his best, that was some funny stuff, man. That was really cool. Did you see that, Brad?
No.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's one of those, probably if I saw clips or something, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know Talk Soup, but I wasn't a watcher.
What year did you sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, what year did you graduate high school? I graduated in 90.
I graduated in 93.
Oh. So yeah. How about everyone in the chat? When did you graduate high school? He was on Wipeout. Wipeout? Says it was hilarious. Oh, John Henson, maybe.
Oh yeah, Wipeout was a like a game show type of thing where they run across these obstacles that you laugh when they fail.
Oh.
And they make fun of them for it.
Remember there was a video, I saw a videotape a long time ago called Backyard Wrestling. This is like before YouTube. Backyard Wrestling. There were these maniacs in the South, these crazy people. They'd like literally jump off roofs through plywood on and it was like sort of like professional wrestling, but it was unbelievable.
Yeah, Gary, it was I think it was Takeshi's Castle or something like that was the Japanese show it was taken off of, which if you find I forgot what it there's a dubbed over version of it that is hilarious of the original Japanese one. I don't know if Carrie knows what year she graduated.
Oh, I had myself muted. No, Carrie says 93 and 94. Did it take you 2 tries senior year? I mean, I don't think so, Carrie. You're smart.
She graduated and then it's like, you know what? I had fun. I'm going to do it again.
You know what? I'll save up another year for college.
There you go. That works.
All right. So the Monty Hall problem.
Back to the Monty Hall problem.
Yeah. See, okay. Wait, hold on. Wait. No. Kenny Blankenship's greatest hits. Oh boy. I don't know what that is. Oh, typo. So 94 is the correct answer.
Okay.
Answer for Carrie. LOL 94. Yeah. 94. Yeah. Where were you in 94, Brad Hargis?
I was in art school. I went to the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design in Denver.
Okay. Wait, Ralph, you wanna come on here? Hold on. So Brad, what was that experience like, actually?
I really I loved it just because at the time the school's gotten much bigger than it was when I was there, but it was a small art school because there was the Art Institute, which is in Colorado, and then Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, which was the smaller art school. So smaller classes. I felt like you kind of got more interaction with, teachers and everything else. Like I enjoyed my time there. I loved that school a lot.
Ralph, I DM'd you in Facebook. Carrie says, I'm younger than you. Yes, Carrie, you're younger than both of us. You're 1 year younger than Brad and 4 years younger than me. I'm the old man in the room here until Ralph gets here. Although I think I'm older than Ralph too. I can't remember.
Well, when he hops in, you can just ask him face to face. What year did you graduate?
Oh, and hello, Facebook user, most extreme elimination challenge. By the way, that sounds.
That's what they called it.
What was that?
That's the dubbed over version of that Japanese show. They call it the most extreme elimination challenge.
Oh,
it's so funny. Yeah, you have to find YouTube videos of it.
If you read that and your mind is in the wrong place, that's not.
that was high school. The most extreme elimination challenge.
Oh wait, here he comes. Hold on, hold on, dude. Can I just say, what an effing stream when we get this guy on, Ralph M. Rivera, buddy.
He's somebody's biggest patron.
Can I just say, what an effing stream when we get this guy on, Ralph M. Rivera.
I can't.
Oh jeez, he's trying to mute the stream so he can talk.
By the way, I don't have my famous Blue Yeti on, so I apologize. So listen, I'm only on for 2 seconds because I wanted to introduce you to my brother-in-law, who's right over here. He's hiding, but I'm going to get him anyway. There he is. There he
What's
is.
up?
That's Kevin.
Okay, bye.
Kevin does not understand how this whole thing works. Because I have you guys on my big screen.
Yeah.
Right there. And he does not understand how it is that people can be on the television, on the internet, in space and time, and doing the things that we're doing. By the way, I graduated high school in 1989.
Okay, so you are my senior, Sensei.
I accept your apology.
Cool, 89. Good year, man.
Now, Chris, unfortunately, one of the things that I love to do is I usually like to ask you if you're wearing pants, but you got up a few minutes ago to go uncover your keyboard back there. So I know you, in fact, you are wearing pants. Hey, Crystal Love, do you want to pop in and say hello to Chris?
So how is he doing now that you're streaming and you're on TV at the same time?
His brains just exploded out of his eye sockets.
CL, what's up?
Yeah, my brother-in-law is now dead. His brain just exploded, not understanding how this whole internet thing works.
Okay.
He has a cold compress on his head in the other room.
That's right. We have to go rub his feet now just to try to get him back down. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and say hello. We're actually finishing up our night. We're going to go to bed because we have a super secret objective for PodFest where we're going to be next to Chris Fredrickson Johansson Curran.
Dude.
And, are you going to be there?
Brad is not going to be at PodFest.
I am not going to be there, unfortunately.
Why are you not going to be at PodFest?
Money is one. That's
family.
probably the biggest thing. Money.
Where are you geographically?
Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. You're not too far out.
No, it what? Orlando, 10-hour drive, I think.
It's walking distance.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Imagine
Yep.
if Brad Hargis rented a chopper motorcycle and just
Oh, I thought you meant like a chopper. Get to the chopper.
That would be very, very sexy. Get to the chopper.
I'm going
There's
to
a
the
party
lounge.
there. Get down.
And I fly in with Arnold, and he's like, "Welcome to the podcast lounge."
Would you be bringing Arnold in from California?
Yes, I would. He would be picking me up. He'd be bringing me in.
Obviously. So, all right. Well, it's going to be a good time anyway, even without you.
Yeah. Well, actually, Brad, I wanted to talk with you about something. We could talk about it off the air, but
Okay.
because when we're at Podfest, I was gonna try and find someone who could actually run the stream from somewhere safe and
Safe and
Meaning-
sound.
no, like with a good internet connection and that stuff. And then me and Ralph could join in the stream. So anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Trying to say Orlando isn't safe, so be safe. The best you guys
Well,
can.
All
Well,
right, folks. Have a great
all
night.
right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll
Thank
see
you,
you,
Ralph. Thank you, CL. Thank you, brother-in-law.
I hope the brother-in-law makes it after seeing this live television stream.
He's like, well, look, if you don't know how it all works, it just, I mean, he knows it's not like magic. He doesn't know the technical answer. That's
Yeah.
all. It's not like if it was, 1,000 years ago and all of a sudden someone had like a phone and there's video playing and they'd be like, what the?
And then
You
you airplay it to a television. They're just like, I don't understand.
Exactly. All right. So let's get to the Monty Hall problem.
Monty Hall problem. Oh yes, we're back to that.
And
51
does any-
minutes in, and we're at the Monty Hall problem.
Well, look, we got to warm up a little. Oh, geez. By the way, if anybody else wants to pop on here, let me know. If you're willing and able to join the stream, but we're gonna talk about the Monty Hall problem. Now this is okay. So I'm gonna show you on the screen.
I see
And-
3 doors, one with a goat.
Okay. So here's the crux of it. Here, let me. Okay. Here's the crux of it. Suppose you're on a game show and you're given the choice of 3 doors.
Okay.
Behind one door is a car. Behind the others, goats. You pick a door, say number 1. Let's say, so you pick door number 1,
Mhm.
and the host, who knows what's behind all 3 doors, he opens another door, which he knows is a goat. So let's say he opens number 3, which is a goat. Then the host says to you, do you want to pick door number 2, or do you want to stick with your original choice of door number 1? And so the question is it to your advantage to switch your choice?
So you pick door number 1. He
Correct.
opened 3, and then he asks if you want to pick
Right. So
door 2.
because the host knows. So here's the thing. You pick a door and there's 2 other doors. And so the host knows behind one of those other 2 doors, there's a goat, right?
Yeah.
Because there has to be. So he says, okay, for instance, in this example on the screen, number 3 has a goat. So the host says, okay, I'm going to reveal door number 3 and it's a goat. And so now the question is, so you know where one goat is, but now the question is, do you stick with your first choice of door number 1, or is it better for you to switch to door number 2? And the answer, I'll just tell you the answer because it'll sort of speed up the conversation. If you switch your choice, your odds are 2 out of 3 that you're going to win instead of 1 out of 3. It's mathematic. It's probability, meaning it's mathematic. It's like in this case that we're talking about, and every time this happens with 3 doors and the host who knows what's behind all the doors, you should always switch your choice to the other door and then your chances are double of winning. But that doesn't make sense, right? You would think that, I just picked a door. It's 1 out of 3 chance, right?
But they're kind of I guess they're kind of hinting to you that this could be, they're trying to sway you to possibly win more so than not. What if you get the other goat? Do you get to keep both goats? That's what I want.
Oh, jeez. So of course it's not about the goats. It's about the chances. Should you switch your original choice? All right, hold on. I know you guys must be commenting like crazy. Oh, first Carrie says, I want a goat, so it's okay.
So it's a win-win right there.
That reminds me, what was that? A Bachelor Party, the movie, when they were going up the elevator. There's like a donkey in the elevator. That's going to be Podfest. There's going to be goats and donkeys in the elevator. American Liberty says, give me my damn goats. And he says door number 3.
Everybody wants the goats.
No, because either way, your odds just increased. And yes, teacher, give us the answer. Does speed up how fast I finish the test.
I mean, because your odds do increase. You started out in a 33% chance of winning, and then it went to a 50% chance when they opened a door for you, right? So,
yes.
I mean,
well, but it's not 50. So technically, if you switch, you have a 2/3 chance of winning the car. Whereas if you stick to your initial choice, you only have a 1/3 chance of winning. I mean, look, so here's the thing. It doesn't, sometimes it's hard to understand that makes practical sense. But it is true.
I'll probably never be on a game show where that happens anyway. So.
All right. So, you know what we'll do? Maybe at Podfest, we'll grab Kremitzos and make him pick between 3 doors. A couple
there
donkeys.
You go. Live on the floor. You just set up some doors.
Couple horses, couple mules.
Barry's behind, the actual Barry is behind one door. Which one do you choose?
That's right. Hey, Wild Tracks. I was on Rick Veers' show. Wild Tracks. Rick Veers is awesome. He's like the sound effects master. He's an audio engineer, graduated Full Sail. He's been doing movies now. And him and his co-host Gary, they're doing the show Wild Tracks. They just started. It's all about audio and video and all. It's just awesome. And I was on there for 2 parts. And the first one's going to be out, I think, tomorrow, which is Monday. And then the next one will be out a week from tomorrow. Really cool chat with those guys. We had a fun time talking about all old studio stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it was like a audio engineering talk, basically, or
no, it's more than audio engineering. It's hold on, let me click about. Yeah, because he doesn't have the description here, but it's like sound effects, post-production for film, on location audio recording, and podcast audio recording. He wanted to include that, so it's kind of like all that stuff around it. It's sort of like audio and video centric in a way. But probably more audio because the name, like Wild Tracks is the name. So
Wild Tracks.
But anyway, it's video. It's actually not. He's working on getting the audio only feed up and running, which
So let me ask you, if you are watching a video on YouTube, if someone says, when I watch this podcast, it's not technically a podcast, right? If they're on YouTube and they say they're watching a podcast.
Correct. Technically, it may not be a podcast, but people do say that. That's
I know.
Weird.
I had this argument with someone at work. They said they watched Joe Rogan's podcast on YouTube, and I'm like, that's yes, okay. It is a podcast. He does turn the audio into a podcast, yes, but at this point, you're watching a YouTube video or a live stream, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. You're absolutely correct. And one thing I've learned over the years is everything you said is true, but no matter what other people say, I don't really argue with them or push back. Or anything.
We just had a fun talk about it, and he's like, true, but...
the the big thing that happened recently, which happened on Facebook, was that people were asking what should, like, I think it was in the Podcast Editors Club group, and Carrie, maybe you even remember, but they were asking, like, what should we call ourselves? Editors or podcast producers? And I wrote and I said, look, it doesn't really matter. I think, but I said, but the terms audio engineer should not be what we're called, because most people who do podcast editing and stuff like that, they're really not audio engineers. And this one woman was like, she thought they were. And they're like, well, they're working with audio. They're an audio engineer. And I was kind of like trying to make a distinction between, whatever. But so what ended up happening was, it's another case of the fact that people are using words like words are losing their specific meanings. People are using words for so many different things. Now we're just throwing around words. And so if someone says, oh, he's an audio engineer, now I don't know what that means. 20 years ago, I knew what that meant. It was clear. Like, if you're an audio engineer, I know what that means. I know you must have a significant background and training in audio period. Now you don't know. So now, and what's funny is, right after this little back and forth on Facebook, I had to record an episode of my show. So like, I was still kind of amped up from that. So on my show, I'm like, oh yeah, well, he's an audio engineer and I'm a movie director, and like all this. I just start going off, and I may actually cut some of that out of the episode because it didn't really fit, and it doesn't. I don't want to vent, and I don't want to make other people listening to me vent when it's sort of kind of a stupid argument anyway.
It's fair.
And again, it all comes down to this, that in the world today, whatever people say, you can't really argue with them about anything. I don't
on this day and age.
Oh, Gage from StreamYard's actually messaging me right now.
Oh, really? Want you to upgrade to the next tier. I don't know. Is there more? Don't they just have free and not free?
No, they have free. They have like $20 a month level, and then they have like a $50 a month level.
Okay.
So
that
I'm
one
actually
streams out to like more, doesn't it?
Yeah, for $20 a month, you can stream to 2 destinations.
Okay.
So right now, just because I'm sort of playing with it, I'm paying for the $50 a month because I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And I figure if I stream 3 times a month for In the Lounge to all those destinations, $50 a month. I mean, again, just this is kind of an experiment, seeing how it feels.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that's fair.
don't know if I'll do that forever, but you can argue nowadays, but will it be productive? Yes.
Yes.
That's the question. Will it be productive? And the answer is no, because no one is willing to see the other person's point of view. What did Stephen Covey say? Seek first to understand, then to be understood. I mean, this is the basics of communication with human beings. Like, everyone now they have their opinion and they just want to fight. And it's what good is that? Then
they're not going to budge from that. They don't want to. The other side can say whatever, and they won't. They're like, we're not moving.
Yeah.
When you can talk things through and go, oh, I understand what you're saying. I do see your side, but I still agree with this. Have some productive conversation.
Yeah. One thing that chess players do, and this is what I learned because I read a book by Gary Kasparov, which was great. By the way, the biggest takeaway from the book by Gary Kasparov, I forget the name of the book. How, in life, there are times in your life when you have to make a decision. Let's say it's a yes or no decision.
Okay.
Right? Now you might think, well, I gotta think about yes, I gotta think about no, and I gotta, look at each one carefully and then make a decision. And Gary Kasparov disagrees with that. In fact, what he says is the way you can know which one to choose, yes or no, the way you do that is by evaluating the current circumstances. And if you can evaluate the current circumstances really well, like a thorough, deep evaluation of all the current circumstances, your choice will be visible to you. It'll become simple. You'll just, by that evaluation, you'll know which way to go. So it's not, your choice isn't based on like a desire to move in one of those directions. Your choice is based on the evaluation. So that's what chess players do. When they look at a chess position, they're just evaluating the position. They're not thinking like, "Oh, I got to beat this guy and I got to, I don't like this guy." Like none of that, dude. It's like all it is the position on the board. If they can evaluate that properly, then they'll know what move to make. It's simple.
Well,
what do you
think
about that?
They try to evaluate multiple steps ahead too, to be like, if I make this move, trying to set up a move for the future as well, a chess player would.
Yeah,
but yeah, they will sit and evaluate. That's why I suck at chess. I'll just make a move.
Pick it and stick it. Okay, terrific.
That's how I play chess.
There you go. So I don't know. I think that's true in life. Like people don't know what to do with their life. It's like, well, make a thorough evaluation of every aspect of your life and your life in its totality. And in a way, that's
time in this world of it's got to be now. Let's keep going. We got to keep taking more in and move on.
Yeah. I mean, I did that. I did that in 2011. In fact, that's how I got into podcasting, because in 2011, I had been promoting my book and doing seminars for about 3.5 years. And it wasn't really working that well. And I knew I had to change something, and I knew something wasn't right. And I'm like, what do? I don't know what to do. So I pulled back on my coaching and my speaking for around my book, which is like a personal development book. I just pulled back from that. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to think and evaluate. So then I started thinking to myself, thinking of my skills as a human being, what skills do I have? So I wrote down every skill that I have. I'm a good roofer. I'm a good cider. I'm serious. Yeah. Every little thing that you can do really well, I wrote down. And what happened was, because I had been in New York City in the 90s working on records and getting album credits, it became clear when I made this whole thing of my skills that being an audio engineer, that's the thing I'm best at in life. So then I was like, well, how can I use that? How can I take advantage of that? And so that's when I found podcasting.
Now look, you're hanging out in the lounge, just talk to people, drinking vodka.
Drinking 600 milliliters of vodka. Who was that one comic back in the 70s who he would always pretend that he was drunk? He'd like go up there and he'd be like he was pretending, but he would pretend like he was stone drunk. So chess isn't about figuring out your opponent's tells like in poker. Actually, no. American Liberty, no. It's about the evaluation of the position. I mean, by what your opponent does, you can definitely tell certain things for sure. Yeah. So maybe I don't know. That's a deep subject.
All I know is I suck at chess. I think I know how all the pieces move. I think I got it figured out, but no, I don't.
Me too. Although I've actually played back in like around 2000. Me and my buddy, we became members of the United States Chess Federation, and we went to a few tournaments. And but I mean,
next lounge we're gonna play a game of chess,
dude. Please, I'm a member of chess.com. Chris putting away that Slavic go-go juice. Oh yeah, baby. Oh,
just wait till hour 2. All of a sudden, Chris's screen's gonna be blank because he's gonna fall off the chair.
Under the keyboard, you'll see me laying under the. Oh, that happened with. Oh, I see. These are stories I don't like to tell, but that happened with one gig my band did. Like we played,
Mhm.
and then we hung out, partying a little bit, and I ended up. There was another band playing, and I ended up, on the floor, like literally, like in front of the stage on the floor, out. Yeah, real. Yeah, brag about that, Chris. That's really good. Yeah.
Isn't that what all bands do? That's the band life, right?
I have won a chess match since my 4th functional brain cell burned out. Oh, have not won a chess match. Yes. Oh man. All right. Now at least everyone knows about the Monty Hall problem. So what else are we gonna talk?
What else did you
Oh.
have?
Supercast.
I don't know what Supercast is.
I don't know this either. And look, it's another look.
I mean,
Talk
they're
about.
they're gonna pay me. I'm in.
I know, but look at this. Like, get paid to podcast.
I mean, and look at that graph. I mean, it's going up. Why wouldn't you not sign up?
Exactly. Supercast makes podcast monetization simple. It's the easiest way to turn your listeners into paid members and unlock sustainable recurring revenue. All right. I'm okay with that. I get that. Actually, you know what this seems like to me is like if you were to sort of combine a podcast and Patreon. Or is this exactly like Patreon?
I don't know.
All right.
Do they have more information for us?
Supercast made it easy to deliver exclusive podcast content for our fast-growing community of paying members and scale subscription revenue.
So is it going to put your podcast behind a paywall?
I would think so. We built Supercast with the help of some of the world's most established podcasters and experts in podcast growth and product development. I don't know any of these people, but if someone works at Basecamp, right? Basecamp is
Yeah, I've used Basecamp at work.
All right, Supercast makes it easy for your listeners to pay for exclusive podcast content. Get set up in minutes. Share it with your listeners. And I guess the listeners pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay, and then you profit. That's it.
So like a Patreon feed. So putting exclusive, I have Patreon content. If you pay, you can listen to it. Kind of that same concept.
That looks to be what it is. Yeah.
Which the Cinema Guys is working on some Patreon exclusive content right now.
Oh.
We're gonna try it out. See how it works.
Well, wait, is it going to be just audio content?
Yes. Yeah, it's like our first one. It's going to come out this week. It's for Birds of Prey, so it'll be just our thoughts on the movie. So, like for now, like the first week or so, it'll be just on there, and then I'll put it on our feed as like bonus content, and so it'll be like, hey, if you sign up, you can get this before anybody else, kind of thing.
Interesting. Well, maybe you should
just to see how it works. Trying it out.
Maybe you should look at this Supercast then. If it's audio only and it's just an app and people pay, I don't know.
So Patreon, that's kind of that same thing. You can upload audio and it's an exclusive RSS feed only for the people who pay on your Patreon.
But
your
see,
Patreon.
So one thing I have against Patreon is they play that whole politics shenanigans.
Okay.
Where they've kicked some people off their site and shut them down just because they were basically not leftists. And that's like, and then you had people like Jordan Peterson who was on Patreon, and others bringing in tons of money. I mean, tons. I'm not even kidding. Like $250,000 a month or more. That's what
we're almost there.
But the Patreon, by becoming all political, and like if people were on their platform who were saying things that they didn't agree with, they would just kick them off.
Oh.
And it's like, it's one of those things where, you're showing your hand, Patreon. You're just a bunch of leftists who who don't want free speech. Okay, but now I don't want to be on Patreon. And guys like Jordan Peterson and a bunch of guys like that are not. They're done. They're off Patreon, and actually Jordan Peterson's making his own platform and stuff like that. So I can't stand that stuff. It's like
I'm just waiting for that check from Ralph to get here in the mail. It must have got lost. I don't know.
All right. Oh, they got stats. Okay.
Okay.
Integrations. See? Why Supercast, Brad Hargis? Unlike other membership and community platforms, Supercast was built for podcasters like you and puts your relationship with your fans first. They don't need to sign up for accounts on a third-party platform or download new apps to access and enjoy your content. Really? Oh, look at this! Patreon and Glow. I didn't see this. All right, so Patreon can't do Apple and Google Pay.
Yeah, no.
Patreon doesn't have simple sign up and two-tap onboarding for listeners. Okay, that's true. Yeah, but getting a Patreon account is not a big deal.
No.
Robust feed security to prevent unlicensed sharing. In-depth audience and content analytics. Per-user podcast engagement analytics. Real analytics on your podcast business. I don't know what that means.
Well, if you had people paying for your feed, wouldn't you technically know how many people were listening if you only had so many paid listeners?
Makes sense. Full support for multiple podcasts and aggregated analytics. Oh, that's it. So if you have like a podcast, what do they call that? Like Geeks Rising.
Oh, why can't I think of it? Sunday. Words are hard. Words are hard on Sundays.
Anyway, one organization.
A network. If you had a network.
Yes, a podcast network. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Said to get there.
Oh, wait. American Liberty says any banking type company that says we don't want your money sends up red flags. Haha. Yeah. Network. Thank you, eldest bro. We were both choking on that.
We were getting
all right.
there.
Well, Supercast. Look, I don't know much about it. I just saw something. But
there are just a lot of podcasting type stuff that just seem to be popping up left and right every week.
Especially the last year and a half.
I mean, absolutely.
Podcasting is blowing up, like all big companies, everything. Kind of like crypto. Crypto's doing the same thing.
I mean, now that you have the official Podcast Academy to do awards too, I mean, it's official, right?
Yes.
Or actually, it became official when iHeart was doing it.
That's true. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like we're in good hands when a company like that is in charge. I feel good. By the way, 1917 won Best Cinematography.
Yes, Roger Deakins is a phenomenal cinematographer. He deserves to win every time he's nominated. He is amazing.
All right. Hey, Brad, I wanted to ask you. I see these things is it on Facebook or YouTube where you can do a watch party?
I have seen those. I have never done one.
Right? Because I see that too. It's like, American Liberty says big money is making a real move to take over the podcasting space. Yes. But so American Liberty and everyone else, the one thing I love about podcasting is even if that does happen, people like us will still be able to do what we're doing and be completely independent and still own all our stuff. You know what I mean? So they might do whatever shenanigans they're going to do, but we always have what we have.
So let's bring it more into there are still a lot of people that I mean, I still talk to a ton of people who don't even know what a podcast is. So it's, and the funny thing is, the one thing that I get a lot is like, oh, what time's your show on? What station do I tune in? I'm like, it's not radio, but kind of, you can listen to it anytime you want, anywhere you want.
So these watch parties, like I've never done one, and
Yeah,
I think Andrew may have done one, but that seems like a great idea. Like, but I don't know how cool it would be. So like, let's pretend like 4 or 5 of us, we just met up one night and like maybe we all went to Brad's house or you all came to my house and we just watched a movie, right? And you know, I mean, mostly you would just watch the movie, but then there might be some conversation, but probably not much. I don't know. But if we were watching YouTube videos, we would definitely pause and talk about it. Carrie does watch parties.
Well, she could tell us all about them then.
All right. Well, Carrie,
I don't know how they work.
She does them for her group. All right. Well, so all right. So Carrie, if it's a pain in the butt to type in how it all works, maybe in the future you can come on one of these lounge streams and talk to us about it.
Tell us how it's done.
I'm just curious because here's why I'm curious. It's becoming more and more prevalent since everyone's connected online. People just stay home. Like I stay home. I don't go out much. I mean, I have friends, but like Brad, you're my friend, but you know, we live how far away? Thousands of miles.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if there's a way where we could somehow hang out online, I mean, I know that's what we're doing now, but I'm talking about the watch party specifically. That'd be cool. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
American Liberty. Amazon allows Prime Video watch parties via Twitch for Prime member subscribers. I think I knew that. I have Prime and I'm on Twitch.
I do too.
So wait, but then we have a watch. Like, how does it work though? Like, we play a movie.
Picture in picture. So does it play the movie and then we just kind of little boxes up top that we see each other and seeing the same movie, or say we're watching a movie or whatever it is.
That makes sense. So we could see the movie and then we could see each of us. I'm assuming that's how it is.
I don't know.
Yes. She says yes.
I think the cinema guys needs to do a watch party then.
Dude, seriously.
It would be kind of cool.
That's perfect. Dude, you could watch the classics, right? You could watch a million movies.
I could.
Wow.
We just had a screening last night here in Cincinnati that we hosted for a new Nicolas Cage movie called Color Out of Space. It's based on a H.P. Lovecraft book or short story, and it's really strange, but I loved it. It's like meta streaming.
Movie
with the chat room.
Huh. But with people's faces and voices instead of just typing. Wow.
Interesting.
All right, Brad. Seriously, if you want to do one, I'm happy to attend. I'd love to attend and experience it.
I'm gonna have to look into this, figure it out.
All right. You can do voice chat through Discord at the same time. Oh, see, we're gonna have to figure this out now. And because sometimes, what about watching you like doing a similar watch party, but instead of watching a movie, just watching YouTube videos? Wonder if that would work or if that makes any sense.
We'll just sit and watch all Bandrew's mic reviews, just in the big...
and pause them and just make fun of everything, and you know. My favorite was when he turned one of his videos. He turned around to throw the box, and he threw the box so hard he literally fell out of his chair, like for real. It wasn't scripted. But then he sort of played to it, and he just rolled down. It was funny, dude. Like, it's little things are so funny, right? Like, but if you tried to plan something, like sometimes if you plan something like that, it comes off horribly. All right, well, okay. I think we're coming up on an hour and a half, and I don't know. You guys want to talk about anything else? What else do I have lined up?
I don't know what else do you have lined up.
I have a couple things lined up. We might as well talk about them. Dude, Fusebox. Okay, first of all, does anyone remember Pat Flynn's smart podcast player? Okay, well, if you remember Pat Flynn's smart podcast player, it's now part of Fusebox, which is actually Pat Flynn's thing. It's just now there's more stuff in it. Like you see website here, you see notes, transcription, and email, whatever, your podcast. I mean, so I think he's sort of tying a bunch of stuff together in one platform, but it also, the play, like if you look under products, you see it's player. So that's actually the smart podcast player, or, now it's not called that anymore, but now it's called, well, it's just called the podcast player. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that he did this branding, consolidation or switch up or addition, whatever you want to call it.
Fusebox.
There you go. See, Carrie says, yes, smart podcast player. Yeah, I actually never used smart podcast player. I never used any player besides the generic Libsyn player. All right, I guess that's it. Yeah, no, we were looking at the event schedule. And I was just looking at my, sorry, I'm scrolling fast. Don't get dizzy. Don't puke out any of your vodka. Hey, look, there I am. 7 production mistakes that ruin your sound.
What day are you?
It is Sunday. Sunday from 11:20 to 12.
Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, and look, Brittany. Oh, see? Brittany Felix, she's also from Colorado Springs. We're speaking at the same time. She actually told me that. She messaged me somewhere, and she's like, "Oh, we're talking at the same time, so we can't attend each other's talks." unless in my presentation we have a watch party and we watch her. Dude, live watch party? Dude,
watch party of each other's conference.
Yeah, I'm a genius. Okay. All right, Brad. Anything else, man? I mean, it's Sunday night. We had a fun stream.
We did. We have a. Are you doing a March stream? What, a week and a half?
Yes, that will happen.
Right before podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It'll actually be that night before. I want to bring up the calendar now. Yeah, it'll be on Wednesday, March 4th. It'll be our regular monthly Podcasters Lounge, which is the first Wednesday from 9 to 11 Eastern, which is the normal time. And then, the next morning I fly out to Orlando. Okay.
Are you flying out early, or do you have like do you do like the red eye to where you're like exhausted for the first 24 hours, or?
So here's the thing. My flight leaves Colorado Springs at 6 a.m.
Okay. Not too bad.
Not too bad. And then I get to Orlando at 11:40 a.m. No, wait. Hold on. It'll be 1:40 p.m. when I land there.
You lose 2 hours as you're going.
Correct. Lose 2 hours. So, but all right. So we'll be back then, if not earlier. And just so y'all remember, sorry, I'm switching things here. My on Twitch, I'm streaming for Podcast Engineering School on Twitch, doing a bunch of cool stuff. Like a lot of people sent me some audio for me to EQ and compress and process, and I'm actually doing live streams where I do that kind of thing. So if you are on Twitch, even if you're not, go on Twitch, find Podcast Engineer, and just follow. I mean, it's obviously free, and following on Twitch is like subscribing on YouTube. So it's the same thing.
This place, this one of the places we're at right now.
Yes. Well, actually, no, but we're not on this channel. So we're on, we're on the Podcasters Lounge channel, which is different from Podcasters. Yeah. So real quick, though, if you do want to send me audio for me to EQ and compress and process and make it sound awesome on the stream, go here, go onto I'll put the link below or something, but you can actually send me audio, get free promotion because I'll mention you and we're going to be hearing your voice as I process the audio. And then I'm going to you can learn some production tips from what I'm doing, from how I'm processing your audio. So go to this page, and then just what you do is you make like a 5-minute recording at home with no processing, and then you just send the recording to me, and you just upload it to this Dropbox, and that's it. Then I'll do it on stream where I process your voice, make it sound awesome, and
Make you sound great.
sound great. Okay, so I think we're done, Brad.
It was a good Sunday hangout.
Brad, you are a streaming stud. You are from the Cinema Guys. Everyone should look up your show. We Are the Cinema Guys.
We are thecinemagays.com, or you can search for mine and my wife's new podcast, I'll Get a Burger, which we are having fun with. So
Sounds like you're killing it, dude. I actually haven't heard that show yet. I'm gonna have to. I want to hear that now. That's cool.
We actually, originally it was called I'll Just Get a Burger, but this past week we changed it to just I'll Get a Burger, because that's what all our social media is just I'll Get a Burger. So I'm like, it kind of aligns better. And it's easier to say.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you can do that. This is a podcast. If I wanted to change the name, I can change the name.
That's it. Just you can't change the slug though. The Libsyn slug. if you change
actually, that show I am on Wooshka doing that. I went through there. I was like, you know what, just to try it out, and because we didn't know how long this thing was going to last, so we weren't going to pay for something right now.
Right. Totally.
And I didn't want to use, SoundCloud or Anchor.
You know what? That makes sense. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have fun in the lounge, in the Facebook group. We'll see you in there. Share some fun stuff.
Thank you, Chris, for having me.
Thank you, Brad. We'll see you, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Adios, muchachos, muchachas. Peace. See ya.